City volunteers in Phnom Penh distribute solar panels and rice to impoverished families. Master Cheng Yen encourages recycling volunteers in Pingtung to fight dengue fever and do good deeds. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. In Phnom Penh, Cambodia, there's a gap between the rich and poor. Among immigrant workers who move from the countryside, many of them do not use lights at home to save electricity costs. City volunteers have distributed solar panels in 2 counties for the first time to lessen these families' burdens. They've also distributed rice to help these families. Let's take a look. For immigrant workers, making a living in the capital is more difficult than living in the countryside. Before distributing aid supplies, city volunteers conducted home visits and found that most residents work odd jobs doing laundry, cleaning, or construction work.
After conducting home visits, we discovered that they really need rice and solar panels. Being poor, they build their houses with wooden boards and dry grass. To save up on electricity bills, they usually do not use lights.
The residents need lights so that their children can study and seniors can live more safely. After making assessment, the volunteers distributed solar panels in 2 counties.
Electricity bills are very expensive, so I do not use electricity. I use oil lamp in the evenings. Thank you for helping me. I'm so happy that I might not be able to sleep tonight. I'm very grateful. I'm very happy that city volunteers have come to distribute rice and solar panels. Now I have got lights for my children to read books.
With solar panels, I can cut down on electricity bills. The electricity bills are very expensive.
The residents also make donations to pay the love forward and help other less fortunate people. In crossing the border from South Africa to care for those in Zambia, local volunteers are the most important to help introduce Tzu Chi to the local people. They even hosted an introduction to Tzu Chi at a community laundry drying site. Tzu Chi volunteers show locals how to hand over aid materials with respect and love. Let's take a look.
This is Tzu Chi volunteers' second visit to Chawama. This time, Principal Judith Coutinho joined and invited 5 friends to join her. They respectfully accept the white uniform to wear while representing Tzu Chi. Taking things carefully as they know they are upholding Tzu Chi's ideals, they learn how to respectfully give material aid and also how to introduce Tzu Chi to others. The community area to dry laundry has become today's cultivation ground, as each member hopes to enhance the community for the better.
Volunteer will start train you to give love. So when you have a big love, the problem become very small.
Because a lot of people, they have now known how to love, how to have a big heart, and how to love their neighbors, not only their own families. They should also love our other people. Just like Tzu Chi, they love people all over the world.
With the involvement of the local volunteers, Tzu Chi is able to go more in depth into the community. In Tahiwa, a husband and wife pair help take care of orphans in the community. They not only receive Tzu Chi's material aid, but also help the volunteers to visit the sick. The group of people has all been abandoned, but they formed a family on their own. After receiving Tzu Chi's maize flour, they begin learning about the organization. The volunteers also give the solitary elderly walking on the street some maize flour. Upon hearing this 18-year-old girl is suffering from so much gastrointestinal pain that she can't stand, the volunteers immediately drive to the pharmacy to fill the prescription.
It's only 40 Zambian kwacha, which is less than $4 of medicine. But she didn't have the means to buy it. She's in so much pain she can't sleep.
And then you have seen the situation, and then you have took action. We went there to the pharmacy to buy medicine, and we brought medicine for her. And that, I'm saying thank you, and I'm grateful for that.
Following the Tzu Chi's path, the volunteers have witnessed both suffering and joy. as they come to realize this path of helping others is filled with Dharma joy.
Tzu Chi volunteers and carry out charity missions in Zambia. The person who brought Tzu Chi to Zambia is a Malaysian businessman. His company builds roads in Africa, so he travels in African countries for his business. His wife is a Tzu Chi volunteer, so he supports Tzu Chi's charity principle. In April, he accompanied Tzu Chi volunteers from South Africa to visit Zambia. And recently, he went there again, hoping to inspire more local people to join them and help people in need. Let's join them there.
Without any haughty attitude of a big boss, Xiao Chen soon drives the car for South African Tzu Chi volunteers during their 3-day visit in Zambia. He learns by watching and doing, and also senses the growth of Zambian volunteers.
These local volunteers are actually very poor. There are people in worse conditions. When I see their growth and dedications, I'm truly quite happy.
The whole village people have a very big heart.
People who meet Xiao Chen soon the first time always see him as being humble. He has gone to 18 African countries for his road construction business, and now he is helping Tzu Chi develop a charity mission in Zambia.
The major problem in Zambia is that in its western region, it hasn't rained for 2 years. So the kids there were undernourished. Eventually, they don't go to school because they don't have any food to eat. So the vice president hoped Tzu Chi could help them.
Xiao Chen Sun and Tzu Chi are taking their first step in Zambia. Actually, this seed of love was planted in Xiao's mind 8 years ago.
At the beginning, my 2 kids were going to Tzu Chi Academy. But back then, I was extremely busy with my job, so I didn't go to Tzu Chi. And also because I didn't agree with Tzu Chi. I felt I would do the charity on my own.
Xiao Chen Sun did not agree with Tzu Chi's ideology, but he did not shut Tzu Chi out of his mind. Then after attending 4 Tzu Chi camps for business people, he found a chance to do good deeds.
I've been to 4 camps for business people, and this allowed me to learn more about Tzu Chi and also support Tzu Chi.
Because Xiao's support, he first followed South Africa Tzu Chi volunteer to Swaziland for a charity mission. Then in April, he extended his love to Zambia. Tzu Chi has planted the seed of love in 9 countries in Africa so far, and he has this expectation.
I hope one day Buddhism and Tzu Chi can take root in Africa and help more people with their poverty and sickness.
In the United States, there are more than 6,000 homeless people in Las Vegas. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers have been holding regular dental free clinics to safeguard the dental health of the homeless. At a recent free clinic, volunteers also provided free haircuts and second-hand clothes. Medical volunteers serve a total of 105 homeless people. Among them is a pregnant woman who will be going to a women's shelter. She said that she's grateful that she was able to find some clothes at Tzu Chi. Here's our report.
Well, actually, I came up and I saw the sign, and so I decided to walk in, and this is what I ran into. Such a beautiful thing. Well, actually, I got a haircut, and I received some clothes and some nice shoes from some beautiful people. You have some very warm, loving volunteers, and this is the place that you actually want to receive your services from. The people here are great. I love the people here.
Right now, I am 3 months pregnant. So, yeah, thank you. So tomorrow, actually, I will be going to another women's shelter for pregnant women. And so I needed kind of a new wardrobe, I guess you could say, for the evening. So I found this jacket, there's a couple of white shirts, and then I also have a few dress pants over there.
Most of us are so involved with our private practice and our own families. We don't get an opportunity to do something like this, to be in touch with our local community folks and families who are less fortunate. So it's probably my 5th time volunteering with Tzu Chi, and it's been a very, very rewarding experience.
I really liked it. It really feel good, and I'm here again.
We can see that the dentists and dental assistants are very joyful. Besides the local volunteers from the U.S. headquarters also came to help out. The two have worked together really well.
These medical volunteers spread love and warmth by holding regular free clinics. Master Cheng Yen had a talk with the recycling volunteers in Pingtung County. The master thanked the volunteers for their contributions in the communities. She also asked the public to clean their recyclables at home before giving them away. Then she reminded people to clean their surroundings constantly to reduce the spread of dengue fever. In addition, she encouraged everyone to do good deeds to live a fulfilling life. Here's more.
Soldiers save lives. Tzu Chi gives hot meals.
Tzu Chi volunteer Dai Dunlun, a documenting volunteer, vividly remembers everything about the relief work after Typhoon Morakot. Master Cheng Yen is grateful to the volunteers around Taiwan for their selfless contributions.
咱现在平安，也捌有过了10年前啦，迄个台风灾难过了后啦，需要人力去帮助。 慈济人，人多力大，这人多啦，嘛都爱心合。
Master Cheng Yen is grateful to recycling volunteers for their recycling work in communities, and also asks the public to clean their environment to prevent the spread of dengue fever.
台湾是无大，爱靠着风调雨顺，人人祝福，保护咱这个大地。 平安，家家都会平安啦。
I want to thank the master the most, and also the Tzu Chi brothers and sisters for caring for them so mindfully.
Futian Elementary School baseball team also came to thank Tzu Chi volunteers for their company and assistance. Tzu Chi volunteers do good deeds constantly, but they also improve the lives of these baseball players.
In Shanghai, China, new regulation regarding sorting garbage has been implemented. While many residents are still adjusting to the new regulation, the residents in Nanchao community are already familiar with recycling. It is because city volunteers have been promoting recycling in this community since 2017. Among the residents, Mo Yan and his mother have been dedicated to doing recycling. Mo Yan remarked that he wants to do recycling to reduce the amount of garbage and lessen disasters. Let's take a look. On the first weekend after Shanghai's new recycling stipulation is implemented, the residents in Mingxing district are still adjusting.
It is a bit troublesome. However, after sorting the garbage for a few days, I could handle it, yes.
Maybe the residents do need time to follow the new guideline. However, in Nanchao community, the residents, including children, are familiar with sorting recyclables.
He might not know what environmental protection is, but he knows how to recycle. Tzu Chi volunteers have been doing this. By watching them on the side, we have been deeply touched. In the past, we simply discard the recyclables. Now we collect them.
The community residents are familiar with sorting recyclables because city volunteers have been promoting recycling here since 2 years ago. Mo Yen and his family are especially dedicated to recycling.
为什么想到来我们这边来做环保啊？
Reason that I want to do recycling here is because I want to reduce the amount of garbage and lessen the disasters.
In the past, I didn't think recyclable is important. However, after Mo Yen joined Tzu Chi and started doing recycling in our community, I became curious about it and followed him. Then I discovered that doing recycling is very beneficial.
Mo Yen and his mother not only sort recyclables, they also use the materials that cannot be recycled, extending its usage.
This is a rice bag that I sold. These are 2 large rice bags. I have made bags for collecting paper in the community. Mo Yen has written 敬事 affirmation on the bags, hoping that people will see them. Then we can spread great love.
Sorting recyclables is an easy gesture for the Mo family. It also shows how much they care about planet Earth.
I hope more people will join us to do recycling. It's not only to follow the regulations, but also a way to make the world a better place. We can make the environment more beautiful, so more children can feel the love and help other people.
Most of the women who left Syria because of the war were forced to separate from their husbands. Some of them went to Jordan to rely on relatives, and some tried their best to survive. They worked very hard just to let their children continue to live. Let us take a look today at the story of these mothers in the world. Here's our report.
The war has made these women heartbroken. In Arab culture, women are to be protected. But because their husbands joined the Free Syrian Army to fight the government or stay home to protect the fields, they have become wandering widows. According to United Nations statistics, 50.4% of Syrian refugees in Jordan are women. A 2017 survey also pointed out that nearly 80% of refugees left the camps in part because of sexual violence.
A woman with her little child, whether living in a refugee camp or outside a refugee camp, living with ordinary people is very troubled and stressed.
How much pressure is there on these women? Of those receiving long-term cash grants from UNHCR, 62% have to reduce spending on utilities, healthcare, education, etc. in order to maintain daily food needs. 60% will default on rent, and 45% will apply for new loans or borrow money. These are all real-life issues they face. These children seated doing homework are here because their father was killed by a stray bullet at work. This caused their mother to flee to Jordan with 3 children.
Because Jordan speak Arabic, we will feel safe.
Originally expecting to live in a safe place, they only ended up staying in the refugee camp for a week because they worried about safety. Later, someone told her that there is a home which could accommodate Syrian widows and single-parent families for free.
How do you feel about the new school?
It's beautiful, and it's give us many homeworks and yes, like this.
And we take and we make friends very quickly. And this bedroom, two bathrooms, this, and we have another bathroom, and this is a kitchen.
This home accommodates 90 Syrian single mothers who are rebuilding their lives here and are reconnecting their broken families one by one.
If they read a few more books, they could be like me or their father who's an engineer. You can achieve a lot in your career if you work hard.
Tzu Chi Jordan chapter officially cared for 29 children from this home at the end of 2016 so that they can go to the private Alula Jordanian school. From 2019, Tzu Chi will increase the number of children sponsored to 135. This means that the single mothers in this home no longer have to worry about their children's education. The war has made the seemingly weak Arab women very tough and energetic. Preparing coffee and snacks is a 46-year-old Syrian wife, Manal, who is a Kuwaiti.
It is from Kuwait government because you are a good teacher. You teach 10 years in school.
Once a well-recognized English teacher, after marrying a gentleman who supported the Free Syrian Army, the family was soon broken by revolution.
I want to come to Jordan because war, and Lujain was very ill. Syrian army take him. He didn't let him to come with me.
She had to overcome her ego and ask for outside help as her young daughter was sick, because her young daughter, Lu Jin, was diagnosed with a lack of growth hormone. She must be treated with hormones regularly, but every visit costs about $300 and she can't afford it.
Nobody can help me. 3 years, they told me we can't help you. Very expensive, her ejection. After that, I meet Mr. Chen and he helped me.
Chen Zhouhua, the CEO of the Tzu Chi Jordan branch, found support from Wang Ziming, a medical doctor who had participated in the Jordanian Free Clinic. He was willing to help generously, which helped unload this mother's burden.
She's win. She's win.
You win.
You know, he give a push up. Bravo.
Today, she is working hard to grow up strong, and this woman's family is beginning to develop strong roots in this land. Sitting on the floor making soap is Vadia, who was once like a queen in the castle. In Syria, she is a millionaire sitting on a large olive estate. Today, this handmade soap is her new career in Jordan and the first step in her rebuilding.
It's good to make handmade soap, but Jordan is not too good now. The sales are not too good.
When times are good, she could earn $40 a month. This is different from her affluent life in Syria before the war.
Because the war made Syrian refugees lose their sense of security, as she lost her husband and relatives, as emotional support is very important.
While destiny took them away from Syria, these brave Syrian mothers will be like a cactus in the desert, blooming beautiful flowers after the wind and sandstorm stops.
In China, to promote words of wisdom, Xiamen City volunteers went to a vegetarian restaurant in Gulangi to give out Jinsi aphorism books. The restaurant owner hopes that his employees and customers can be inspired by the good books. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.